Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Now that we are back to our regularly scheduled fragrance content, I wanted to share all of the fragrances that I've been wearing the most lately. This has been my go-to rotation. I think they're some of the most elegant everyday fragrances. When I say everyday, I don't necessarily mean just daytime. I mean, you could wear these fragrances anytime, any place, any occasion. They're always appropriate, which is why they have been my go-to fragrances. I think it's totally normal to go through different phases with our fragrance preferences. Like sometimes we hyperfixate on a certain fragrance or note category. I used to be an unapologetic princess perfume connoisseur. I wanted to smell light, sweet, fluffy, ultra feminine. But lately, I've been really gravitating towards all of my relaxing, calming fragrances. I want something that smells a little bit more natural, so I feel centered in the morning. It is literally my aromatherapy for the day. Hands down, no question, my most worn fragrance so far in 2025 has been Ylang Gold by Micallef, which I did mention briefly in my last fragrance video where I unboxed Hypnotic Musk, along with a few other fragrances. I will link that video at the end of this one in case you missed it and you'd like to hear my thoughts. But this has become my go-to everyday, cannot get enough of it fragrance because it has so many of my favorite comfort notes. It's a bit tropical, very summery. It smells so much like summer vacation or a very luxurious spa retreat. I don't know when it was launched. I could be really late to the party with Ylang Gold, but I discovered this fragrance at some point last year and it was love at first sniff. It's so interesting. The notes are not all that groundbreaking, and yet the combination is very unique. Doesn't smell like anything else that I've ever smelled. The key notes include peach, lychee, sage, tangerine, rosemary, artemisia, geranium, bitter orange, ylang ylang, sandalwood, mint, magnolia, rose, lily of the valley, vanilla, coconut, musk, and oak moss. Anytime I hear vanilla, coconut, and sandalwood, I'm going to be interested, but I really think it's the mint and the sage and the rosemary that take this fragrance in a totally different direction than you might expect. It smells so insanely good on the blotter card, but it's one of those fragrances that smells just as amazing on the skin. I love wearing this fragrance. It is perfection. This is the type of fragrance that I would create for myself if I could create a fragrance and pick all of my favorite notes. It's tropical, but it doesn't smell synthetic. It's a very natural, like of nature type of fragrance. So I know coconut and vanilla can come across very generic, and this is not a generic fragrance. It's so peaceful, so tranquil, as if you are on a nature hike in Hawaii. And it's still very feminine, a little bit sweet. It's a little floral, but not too floral. Truly a masterpiece that feels made for me, and there's something so special about this fragrance. I swear, if I were a summer bride or if I were getting married on the beach, I would wear this as my wedding day fragrance. It could be a special occasion. You could be getting really dressed up and looking for that wow signature scent. This would be amazing, but on a daily basis, I feel like this is such a powerful fragrance because it gives such a boost of confidence. I feel like I smell incredible. I love the way I smell, and I just feel so calm, so peaceful and relaxed. It's amazing. I would wear it around the house for myself. I would wear it running errands, to the grocery store, to the doctor's office. I would wear this on a date night, Valentine's Day. Does not matter what the occasion is. If I'm wearing Ylang Gold, I'm feeling my best. There is something so freeing about changing our fragrance preferences or changing our minds about the fragrances we want to wear, where I no longer feel stuck in a box where I have to choose fragrances based on the season or whatever I think I want my fragrance to say to the world, and instead focus on wearing fragrances for my own mood, and that's it. Not worried about drawing compliments, not worried about what's lasting the longest, just wearing whatever feels good in the moment, which is why I've been wearing Sunset Hour by Goldfield and Banks Australia so much. This is such a summery fragrance, and while we are still technically maybe in winter, it certainly feels like summer here in Miami, and it just makes me happy, and it smells incredible. This is such a lusciously juicy, fresh, fruit salad by the beach type of fragrance. We are not saving our favorite fragrances in 2025. We are wearing them as often as we want. At all hours of the day, any season, it is always appropriate, and it is such a mood boost. Key notes include desert peach, raspberry, cashmere wood, sandalwood, mandarin orange, pink pepper, jasmine sambac, benzoin, and ginger. Also a bit tropical, but so different from Ylang and Gold. This is much fruitier, more aquatic. The ginger and pink pepper give it a little punch, a little hint of spiciness, but I really just get luscious golden fruits. It truly smells like a fresh fruit salad on the beach as the sun is setting, and you're just sort of washed in that very intense orange sunlight. That's the way this smells. Whatever feeling you would have in that moment is the way you feel when you smell this fragrance. Just like euphoria. This has everything I love: peach, raspberry, vanilla, coconut, musk. And I love how as it dries down, it maintains all of those amazing notes. Sometimes in fragrances like this, I feel like they smell amazing on the blotter card or really great at first. But then as it dries down, all I can really smell is a little vanilla, coconut, sandalwood. That is not the case with Sunset Hour. I feel like I smell all of those yummy things that I love so much throughout the entire length of the fragrance. If Ylang and Gold is therapy in a bottle, this is paradise in a bottle. Barenia by Hermes has been heavy in rotation, not just this year, but ever since it launched. It was instant love at first sniff. I think probably one of the best, if not the best, new launches of last year. This is just effortlessly chic. I feel more confident, successful. I feel like I have my life together whenever I wear this fragrance. And I do have a little travel size, which I keep in my purse. I usually spritz from the smaller travel spray. So that's why it looks like I haven't touched this bottle. It's because I wear my travel spray and I take it everywhere. Key notes include miracle berry, butterfly lily, oak, and patchouli. Little fun fact about the bottle: the shape was inspired by the Hermes Collier de Chien bracelet for women. So that's why it has the little studs on top. The oval shape is for a woman's wrist, where a lot of us like to spritz our fragrance when we're getting ready for the day. So many feminine details, but the fragrance itself is sort of ironically not ultra feminine. It smells a little bit sweet. You do have the berries right at the top, but it's a very intense woody fragrance. It's gorgeous. When I smell Barenia, I think of the working woman on the go, the busy soccer mom who's also CEO of her own company, carrying her Hermes Birkin bag, or the most impeccably dressed woman you have ever seen. It's so sophisticated, so chic. It smells maybe a little bit on the serious side. It smells mature, womanly. She has her investments portfolio stacked and ready to go. She means business. Another fragrance I would put in the same category as Hermes Barenia, in that it's a soft, sweet, woody fragrance, is La Perla Luminous. It makes me so sad because the last few times I've looked up this fragrance, it seems like it's only available on secondhand fragrance websites, not Nordstrom or any of the department stores. I sincerely hope this isn't going away or it hasn't been discontinued. I believe it just launched in maybe 2022. It's not incredibly old, and it is so incredible. It is the perfect, beautiful, everyday fragrance. I know I still have plenty left in my bottle. I have so many different options to choose from, but I will be gutted if La Perla does away with this fragrance. It's clean, fresh, truly smells luminous, and it is always appropriate. I have worn this fragrance so much lately. I really don't like when a fragrance is too clean, soapy smelling, but this really does smell fresh out of the shower, fresh linens, fresh bed sheets, fresh towels, without smelling soapy or like detergent. There's maybe a hint of luxury shampoo, but it has that woody dry down, so it still smells like a true fragrance. It's the perfect vanity top fragrance when you're in your silk robe, getting ready for the day, you're doing your hair, your makeup, you're moisturizing your skin, and you just want a little something. You want to smell nice, but not too much. Keynotes are ambrette, jasmine sambac, sandalwood, and cedar. This has been my go-to fragrance when I'm not really sure what I want to wear. I'm ready to go. I need to leave the house, but I haven't really thought about anything else in advance, and I'm just feeling overwhelmed by my collection. I almost always just grab this and wear this. It's on the softer side, a little powdery, musky, feminine, but demure. This is very demure, very mindful, which is what I want to smell like when I'm out. If I haven't decided on something really bold and out there, this is me in a bottle. When I think of the most effortlessly chic signature scent, Creed Love and White for Summer comes to mind as being a top choice. We actually just started White Lotus season 3 last night. We've only seen episode 1. But I also think Love and White for Summer is a great White Lotus style fragrance. My blouse is a little bit White Lotus at the moment. When I think of the most luxurious, elegant summer vacation, think yachts, islands, private jets. This is the fragrance that comes to mind. It just evokes that type of mood. It's a bit more classic, understated, very sophisticated type of fragrance. The key notes include Bulgarian rose, bergamot, sweet magnolia, Virginia cedarwood, apple, sandalwood, jasmine, and ambergris. Even when my fragrance preferences change, my love for this fragrance remains consistent. It's so beautiful. I've had this fragrance in my collection for years. It's one of my biggest dents. Maybe it's because of the name, but I do feel like I have to wait for summer to wear this fragrance. That's not happening this year, but in the past, I felt like I needed to wait, only wear it over the summer, certain occasions, but it really is signature scent worthy. A little fruity, a little floral, a little woody, but just so relaxing. I love the crispiness of the apple, the magnolia, the woody dry down. It is just the perfect everyday fragrance. It's one of the classics I haven't gotten tired of. Baccarat Rouge 540, I don't really wear as much. Greenwich Village, I don't really wear as much. A lot of the heavy hitters that have been in my fragrance collection for so long that have a cult following and they were really built up and probably overused, overhyped for so long. I would put this in that category. I've had it just as long as the others, but I never got sick of it. I think maybe I just didn't overwear it. It's the equivalent of a closet staple for me. This truly is crisp white button down and the perfect pair of denim. The best way to describe Acro Smile is hidden gem. If somebody asked me for one of the most criminally underrated fragrances in my collection, it would definitely be Smile by Acro. This took me by surprise, and it's one of the happiest fragrances in my collection. You really have to wear this on the skin. When you first spritz it, you get this burst of citrus and it's like a little jolt to the system. Like, woo, I don't typically love citrusy fragrances. Maybe if you love citrus, this would instantly draw you in, but it's the dry down of this fragrance on the skin which really made me fall in love with it. As it dries down, the citrus dissipates a little bit, but you get more of an aromatic, fresh herbs, yoga retreat, spa day, kind of like Ylang and Gold vibes. Keynotes include bergamot, raspberry, clary sage, and musk. Instant love connection for me. It was probably when I first discovered just how much I love sage in fragrances, which is so rare. I feel like it's not very common to have sage as one of the keynotes in a fragrance. Ylang and Gold has sage. Maybe Bloom Tea also has sage. I have a handful of fragrances with sage, but not very many. It's very grounding, very centering, sort of reminds me of a fancy, luxury yoga studio. But then you have the raspberry, so it's very feminine, the bergamot, the musk. The dry down of this fragrance is insane. It is so long lasting. I smell this for hours and hours, and I love it. I cannot get enough of it when I wear this. It sounds cheesy, I know, but Smile is truly the best name because you will smile whenever you smell this fragrance. If you have tried this fragrance and you didn't like it or you did not smile, you have to let me know in the comments because I feel like this is the ultimate boost of serotonin. Another great summery, aquatic, White Lotus hotel inspired fragrances is Sirena from Florist London. This has been one of my favorites for a while. I always call this my mermaid fragrance. I swear if mermaids were real and wore perfume, this is what they would smell like. It's very oceanic, but it's not really beachy or tropical. It's a little zesty right away, fresh, fruity, incredibly feminine. Another great signature scent, everyday style fragrance. The key notes include seawater, jasmine, bergamot, pink pepper, peony, oleander, red berries, rose, musk, and sandalwood. It's described as a luminous floral marine fragrance. I think that category alone sort of tells you what it smells like, because that's exactly how I would describe it. Luminous, floral, aquatic, marine. But then you have the sweetness of the red berries, the peony, and other floral notes. It balances out really nicely. Sirena is so elegant. I have a trip planned for later in the month to Palm Beach, and I think I will probably bring this fragrance with me. This smells so chic, not just for summer, year-round. And of course, we have to talk about the classic Jo Malone Wood Sage and Sea Salt. This is the epitome of effortlessly chic, everyday fragrance. Spritz it on anytime, you know you smell good. It is beautiful on its own, but I also think this is the ultimate layering fragrance. This would be beautiful paired with Sirena, Ylang and Gold, Sunset Hour, Smile. Basically, every other fragrance on this list would pair beautifully with Wood Sage and Sea Salt. You don't have to layer. But if you are somebody who likes to partake in a little layering, I usually just spritz on one fragrance and go, with this exception. It balances sweetness really nicely, gives you a little salty and sweet moment. It's addicting. This to me smells so natural, of nature, like you are just sitting outside, perfect weather, the sun is shining, the bees are buzzing, the birds are chirping. Maybe there's a cool breeze and you're just at peace, feeling happy, feeling zen. And of course it has sage, because it is wood sage and sea salt. Maybe sage is going to have a moment soon. I feel like it should. This has to be the most popular Jo Malone London fragrance. I would be shocked if it wasn't. And yet it's not overdone, and I wouldn't say I'm sick of it or I smell it out in the wild all that often. And that could also be because it's a very light fragrance. It sits closer to the skin. The ultimate clean girl fragrance. You want fresh out of the shower. It's perfect on its own. You want to experiment, explore. You can pair this with just about any other fragrance you have. Next, we have Silk Santal 36 from Kayali. When I first got this fragrance, I instantly fell in love with it. I said it was the best new launch of the year. But then I kind of stopped wearing it regularly because it was limited edition. I wasn't sure if I was ever going to be able to get my hands on another bottle. I wanted to savor it, but then they restocked. I bought a backup bottle. So now I feel like I can freely use and wear this fragrance, and I'm not saving it for special occasions. In fact, I wore this just the other weekend. My husband and I had another Palm Beach run for furniture that I found on Facebook Marketplace. We were just going to be in the car all day. I was in workout clothes, but I spritzed this on before we left. And as soon as we got in the car, my husband paid me a compliment on my fragrance, so it made me feel good about it. I already know this smells incredible, but it's just nice hearing it from somebody else. And I often change my fragrance. I sort of rotate between different ones whenever we go out together. And I'm always aware of what fragrances he compliments and which ones he doesn't. Most of the time he doesn't comment, so when he does, I know it's something that's really good. The key notes are sparkling champagne, white freesia, pink praline, lush nectarine, sandalwood, and sugared musk. Now this is on the sweeter side and it is part of the wedding collection, so this could be a bridal fragrance. I do actually think this would be beautiful for brides. Great for special occasions. This is definitely on the princessy side. A princess bride fragrance. It reminds me a lot actually of Bond Number 9 Greenwich Village. It's just so pretty. I would wear this for a date night, for an evening, for any occasion. Honestly, I feel like this could be a signature scent. It is so incredible. The dry down is a bit musky, feminine. It's on the softer side, which is why I do think this is daytime appropriate as well. I don't think there is a wrong occasion to wear your favorite fragrances. This is one I love so much. It puts me in a good mood and I feel happy and I feel beautiful every time I wear this fragrance. It's a mood booster, a confidence booster. The fact that it also draws compliments is just an extra bonus. If you are still in your gourmand era and you are holding on, I cannot recommend this fragrance enough. It is such a standout in my entire collection. One of my all-time favorite fragrances. And that is my go-to fragrance rotation, what I've been wearing the most. These aren't the only fragrances I've been wearing. I've had a pretty busy last couple of weeks. I've worn Oriana out, Tribeca I wore out the other night. So I've definitely been sprinkling in some other fragrances, but this has just been my core group that I love wearing a lot of my favorite elegant, everyday, signature scent worthy fragrances. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Leave me your comments, questions down below. I am so curious to hear from you. What has been your go-to fragrance? Do you find that you're gravitating towards a different group of fragrances or a different style lately? Let me know down below in the comments section. As always, I will be linking everything mentioned. Everything on my face will be down below in the description box and tagged directly to the video. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.